Hello everyone, I am Dr. Poonam from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Government College, Shri Ganganagar। आज जो ऐसे मैं आपके साथ डिस्कस करने जा रही हूँ उसका नाम है ओन सुपरस्टिशंस रिटन बाय A.G. गार्डिनर। यह ऐसे महाराजा गंगा सिंह यूनिवर्सिटी बीकानेर के BA पार्ट 2 के पेपर 2 के लिए प्रिस्क्राइब्ड है। इस ऐसे में लेखक ने हमें कुछ अंधविश्वासों के बारे में बताया है। अल्फ्रेड जॉर्ज गार्डिनर wrote under the pen name of Alpha of the Plough. His essays display a mingled sense of humor and sobriety. In this essay, Gardiner has given us an account of some of the common superstitions and the way they influence us. कुछ कॉमन सुपरस्टिशंस हमारे जीवन में ऐसे होते हैं कि वो हमारे जीवन पर बहुत प्रभाव डालते हैं। He begins the essay with the mention of number 13. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल नंबर 13 हमारे जीवन में हम सभी लोग मोस्टली हम लोग नंबर 13 को बहुत अशुभ मानते हैं। So in this essay he tells about number 13 that number 13 is inauspicious in our life. In the essay on superstitions by A.G. Gardiner, we have the theme of fear, control, superstition, logic, tradition, insecurity and escape. Taken from his Alpha of the Plough second series collection of the reader realizes after reading the essay that Gardiner may be exploring the theme of fear. Man has a fear of the unknown, and to elevate this fear, he creates superstitions which may or may not calm his mind. मनुष्य के दिमाग में एक भय की स्थिति बनी रहती है। इस भय को एलिवेट करने के लिए, हटाने के लिए वो बहुत सारे सुपरस्टिशंस को अपने दिमाग में जगह देता है। The working of an individual around a ladder in the street rather than underneath the ladder is one of these fears of superstitions. The reality is that it is highly unlikely for someone to be injured by walking underneath the ladder. In ancient days, people were very much believed in superstitions. Superstitions are irrational beliefs. Cicero lost his life by trusting to the wisdom of crows. When he was in flight from Antony and Caesar Augustus, he put to sea and might have escaped. But some crows chanced to circle round his vessel, and he took the circumstance to be unfavorable to this action, returned to shore, and he was murdered. सुपरस्टिशन के कारण सिसेरो को मर्डर हो गया। When Pompey was afraid that the Romans would elect Cato as praetor, he shouted to the assembly that he heard thunder and got the whole election postponed. For the Romans would never transact business after it had thundered. Alexander was always surrounded by fortune tellers, just as a modern ruler is surrounded by his ministers. Alexander भी किससे घिरा रहता था? फॉर्च्यून टेलर से, जो भाग्य बताते थे उसका, उनसे घिरा रहता था। जैसे कि आजकल लेखक कहता है, जैसे कि आजकल हमारे मिनिस्टर्स घिरे रहते हैं। In modern time, people are not as superstitious as people in the ancient days were. पुराने ज़माने के लोग बहुत ज़्यादा अंधविश्वासी हुआ करते थे। यही लेखक हमें इस ऐसे में बताना चाहता था। We do not look for divine guidance in the entrails of animals or the flight of crows, and the House of Commons does not adjourn at a clap of thunder. लेकिन एसेइस्ट कहता है, but even now most people are superstitious to some extent. आज भी हम कुछ हद तक सुपरस्टिशियस हैं। सुपरस्टिशंस हमारे जीवन में बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं। People even today regard number 13 as inauspicious. Similarly, going under a ladder is still regarded as inauspicious. We generally do not find bed number 13 in a hospital. In London and in other cities, there are many streets in which there is no house numbered 13. This, however, is regarded as not bad in hospitals on psychological grounds. In the present day, superstitions play no part in the lives of any of us. आज मॉडर्न एज में हम इतने ज़्यादा सुपरस्टिशियस होकर नहीं जी सकते। Gardiner says that he has so far kept himself free from this particular superstition and although he constantly uses a bus number 13. जैसे लेखक ने बताया कि नंबर 13 के बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा लोग अंधविश्वास रखते हैं, लेकिन लेखक कहता है कि मैं हमेशा नंबर 13 की बस को ही कहीं भी आने जाने के लिए यूज़ करता हूँ। इट हैज़ नॉट हार्म्ड हिम इन एनी वे। वो कहता है मुझे कभी भी नुकसान नहीं हुआ इस बस में जाने से। ही वुड नॉट चेंज द नंबर ऑफ द बस इवन इफ ही इज़ गिवन पावर टू डू सो। ही फर्दर एड्स दैट फिजिकल रिकवरी डिपेंड्स not only upon physical health but also upon mental health. The body can regain only if a person is mentally free from fears and anxieties. And to create such an environment, Florence Nightingale advocated the use of flowers in the patient's room. He gives the example of Florence Nightingale कि Florence Nightingale पेशेंट के रूम में why she advocates the use of flowers in a patient's room. To substantiate his point, he gives the example of a war victim who survived despite being severely mutilated but died due to the anxiety aroused in his mind after the appearance of a pimple on his nose. Gardiner says that in ancient times, when mysteries of nature were not unraveled, it was natural for man to be superstitious. पुराने ज़माने में जब तक हमें साइंस के बारे में ज़्यादा नहीं पता था, चीज़ों के बारे में ज़्यादा पता नहीं था, तो बहुत सारे सुपरस्टिशंस हमारे जीवन में थे. They believed in oracles, omens and looked towards forces of nature for every single move. और वो पुराने ज़माने के लोग forces of nature को ही देखते थे कोई भी काम करने के लिए. Even great warriors like Cicero, Alexander the Great and Caesar depended on fortune tellers. Fortune tellers से घिरे रहते थे ये लोग. However, with the advent of science and technology, which opened up new vistas of knowledge, superstitions were disinherited to a large extent. Gardiner concludes by stating that Caesar and Cicero were great men, but modern people are better off because they can laugh at the superstitions which their ancestors strongly abided by. So, he has given such examples. Next, he says, this is the reason that Gardiner may be suggesting that an individual, due to the advancement in science, had no reason to be superstitious. सुपरस्टिशियस होने का कोई अब मतलब नहीं है हमारे जीवन में. साइंस का इतना एडवांसमेंट हो चुका है. द नंबर 13 इज जस्ट अनदर नंबर. हमको सोचना चाहिए नंबर 13 भी दूसरे नंबर्स की तरह ही एक नंबर है. The sound of thunder is just that, a sound of thunder, and does not dictate the course of an election. Sound of thunder से किसी election का रिजल्ट नहीं बदला जा सकता. In modern times, man has to be more sensible in his approach to superstitions, to be logical when he can, and cast aside any fear he may have based on information from his elders. Who is mentioned, who they mentioned may not be necessarily know why one should be superstitious. पुराने हमारे एंसेस्टर्स जानते नहीं थे कि वो सुपरस्टिशियस क्यों हैं, वो बता नहीं सकते थे हमें. लाइफ विल बी ईजियर फॉर द इंडिविजुअल who carries on with their life without hindering themselves with the nonsensical superstition that society teaches us. A man who enjoys a life free of superstition will be happier than the man who believes in superstitions. लेखक हमें सलाह देता है, he advises us, कि सुपरस्टिशंस के बिना जो व्यक्ति अपने जीवन को जीता है वो ज़्यादा हैप्पी रहता है. He will walk under a ladder without thinking. किसी भी लैडर के नीचे से वो वॉक कर सकता है बिना सोचे समझे. चूज द नंबर 13 बस, नंबर 13 बस को चूज कर सकता है, like the writer himself. Should it be purposeful to him and disregard any signs in whether that superstition dictates is a bad omen. If anything, life is simpler for the man who can think for himself without allowing for superstition to overcrowd him. A free mind is a powerful mind. एक फ्री माइंड बहुत पावरफुल होता है. विदाउट एनी सुपरस्टिशन द माइंड इज फ्री एंड दैट माइंड इज प्रूव्ड अ पावरफुल माइंड दैट विल नॉट अलाउ इटसेल्फ टू बी हिंडर्ड बाय एनी सुपरस्टिशन. यही लेखक हमें इस ऐसे में सलाह देता है, एडवाइस करता है. थैंक यू वेरी मच.